This screencast continues our video series on how to use Camtasia Relay at UMass Boston. The others in this series are available at our wiki at class-capture.wikispaces.umb.edu. So Camtasia starts recording as soon as the countdown finishes, that 3, 2, 1 countdown, and it stops as soon as the stop button is pressed. So that means you'll likely record things that you don't necessarily want to include in your student's final video. For example, you can see here in my test video, I started recording and I see my desktop, and I open PowerPoint and I start the full screen, and this is all stuff that isn't my actual presentation. This is stuff that I wouldn't necessarily want to include. And it's not till about 10 seconds in that I get my full screen and I start my actual presentation. Similarly, at the end of the video, after my last slide, it took a few seconds to minimize PowerPoint and then reopen Camtasia Relay and hit the stop button. So these are all extra things that I may want to delete. And Camtasia Relay lets you do this with the trimming function. So to do this, you click on the trimming button, and it gives you access to the 3 trimming tools, well, 2 trimming tools. This lets you set a new beginning point and a new ending point, and this X is just cancel. So the first thing to do is to move your playhead. The playhead is this triangle here, and it indicates at which point in the video that you're currently watching. So you can see when I hit play, there's a time code underneath. It's 29 seconds, 30 seconds in, and the playhead marks how far along in my video I'm currently viewing. So you can move this either by pressing play, and you can see it's moving on its own, or you can click and drag the playhead around to get the exact point where you want to go. So the first thing we want to do is drag the playhead to the point in our presentation when I want it to start. So I'm looking for the beginning of right when I start and go into full screen mode, right there. And then I come and press the new beginning button, which is here, and you can see that that little marker moved up from where it was over here, and then it marked everything else in red. So the red area shows us what is going to be deleted. And then the same thing with the end. I come back and I drag this, and I'm looking for the place where I exit full screen, which is right there. And the same thing, I click the new endpoint. So you can see right now the endpoint is at the very end, and when I click the new endpoint, it moves to where my playhead was and it marks everything else in red. So the last button here is the cancel button, and this will revert back to the original settings and delete what you had marked as red. So don't push that unless you want to go back to what you had. When you click on submit, it will upload only the portion you have here in the middle, and only that will be processed and everything else will be deleted. Now you can't do any more complex editing than that directly in Relay. It is possible to do more complex editing in Camtasia Relay's kind of a sister product called Camtasia Studio, and this is what we have available in the Digital Learning Studio here directly. So if you wanted to do any more complex editing, that would include deleting clips that are more than just the beginning and the end, so it's something in the middle of your video. If you want to do any kind of background music or include other video clips, or if you wanted to do things like closed captioning, these are all things that you have to do in Camtasia Studio. So if you wanted to learn more about that, you can contact us.